We will be solving the first problem from the Italy Mathematical Olympiad 2023. It's a simple yet interesting number theory problem. So let's get started. A, B be positive integers such that 54 to the power of A equals A to the power of B. The question wants us to prove that A is a power of 54 itself. Well, if you look at this expression, it's pretty weird, right? It's in the exponential form and really hard to think and understand. So to play around with this equation, I'll first convert it to logarithmic form. We can write this as log 54 of a to the power of b equals a. From here, using basic properties of logarithms, we can carry this b from here to the left side. So we arrive at the conclusion that b times log 54 of a equals a. Now let's divide both sides with b. We get a over b equals log 54 of a. As you can see here, we want to prove that a is a power of 54. But it's the same thing as saying log 54 of a is an integer, right? So since it equals a over b, from now on, we will try to prove that a over b is an integer and that b divides a. So there's this thing called p-adic numbers. For example, how many times does 7 divide 98? Well, since it's divisible by 49, it is 2, right? The way we represent this is as v7 of 98 equals 2. And there's a property of these p-adic numbers, and it is that vp of a to the b, for a and b any integers, this thing equals b times vp of a. Given the previous definition, convince yourself that this is true. Now let's continue by analyzing the p-adic numbers with this expression 54 to the power of a equals a to the power of b. We will look v54. So how many times do you think 54 divides 54 to the power of a? Well, obviously it is a times. So v54 of 54 to the a equals a. Now how many times do you think 54 divides a to the power of b? Well, using the property I just showed, we can state that v54 of a to the power of b equals b times v54 of a. So these two things are equal. We can write a equals b times v54 of a. Let's divide both sides by b again, and we get a over b equals v54 of a. And the p-adic valuation cannot give any number that is not an integer. So v54 of a is an integer, and hence we can conclude that a over b is an integer, which is we were trying to prove.